All right, everybody, we are back at it again. 30 days, 30 trades. Eric here at Traveling Trading. We are going to wrap up Friday's trades and recap where we're at so far. For those of you that are just watching this video, hopefully you enjoy it. What we're doing here, 30 days, 30 trades, we're going to either do 30 trades first or 30 days worth of trading, whichever comes first, and see where we stand at. So far, of course, we are in the green, which is great. We're about 12 trades into it now. We're going to recap my Friday trade here with WKEY, which, again, if you guys know kind of like my rules and what I do in trading, one trade, one day is usually what I'm shooting for, just in general. So I'm going to show you guys how this stuff basically compounds on its own. Uh, Whichever one we hit first. We're doing small cap stocks. I don't trade any big chip, blue chip stocks. Those are more terms for investing and things like that, in my opinion. But this is pretty much, recapping what we're doing. Stocks anywhere from $1 to $20. I'm hitting 500 shares or less, never doing any more. That is my maximum capacity there. So at any point in time, we could be trading with roughly about 10 grand or less. Okay. So anywhere between $500 and $10,000 is the risk of what we have for here. As far as trading strategies, I'm going to be using, my breakout strategies that I normally use that I teach you guys in the course and things like that for what I do. Again, to each his own, this isn't investment advice. You know, take your trades at your own risk. I'm just here for entertainment purposes only. So hopefully you guys can also too maybe learn something from what I'm doing here. Um, but yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and recap this WKEY trade. So to recap the premise of this trade, guys, understand that this trade here that we took Friday is a prime example of why experience in the market comes into place because with that, I was able to profit a lot more than what I guess someone who's like beginners and things like that will probably wouldn't be able to do just because of the experience of that. All right. So this right here, what you're looking at right now is a little bit of trading view or sorry, trading view. This is Charles Schwab. Um, Once Thinkorswim kind of thing, but these are some of the stocks we were looking at during the day for that day. WKEY was my prime one that I looked into and popped up on the alerts. If you guys don't have the alerts, you might want to get them or find some way that you're finding stocks before they run. This is pretty much as a momentum day trader how you're able to make a lot of your profit. So again, we got that news that they announced satellite launch with SpaceX, which was good. That's when it spiked up and peaked and caught my eye. And then of course you had the momentum and changes throughout the rest of the day with it. Okay, so that's pretty much how that we got that alert at 9:38 there, 6:38 Pacific time. So let's just kind of take a look at the chart, review that, and I'll kind of walk you guys the process on through how I played this one out and why experience came into play with this. So again, we got this news, 9:38, 6:38, basically right around here is when it was halted up. Okay, so now you guys pretty much know if you're experienced enough, or even if you're not. I mean, what I teach you guys about the halts, this basically played exactly how I show you guys. So basically, the halt opened up, traded. As you know, orders are getting executed, then it's getting the washout, which is again right here. Now, we got a level of support established where? First initial level of support right here. Boom. Pretty much right where the gap is at there. And this is important for you guys to know. Like I tell you guys, and I teach you, support levels are very, very important, especially momentum trading, because that's where all the buyers and sellers are going to be, making and breaking their trades. Okay. Now, so obviously this right here was a good starting point, right? And so I don't have the other indicators that I normally have on the platform that I trade on, again, with Webull. But you guys can kind of get a visualization of all that stuff here too. So basically, it popped up. It showed this level of support right here, which is really good, you know. And obviously, what I want to look for is a breakout. And if that happens, that's like a good time to kind of enter in. Um, if you want to kind of play it off of the learning, you know, presentation we went over with the momentum trading strategy, that's kind of the same thing as well too that we reviewed. If you guys haven't seen that video, go back and look into it. It's posted up there with one of the experts that trade in Canada. I forgot his name already, but he was kind of showing us his strategy, and it's kind of similar as far as the entry point. to a certain extent. But anyways, I was looking for a break there. So I got in this trade here at $5.47. Okay. So, and of course, my support level with this one was roughly a little bit above that first initial halt there. Okay. My main stop out, sorry, didn't mean to change that, but a main stop out was going to be definitely if it broke that level down to the 450 range. But I got in this, at 457, at 547. So this was like a basically almost 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio for me. So the reason why I was saying that experience comes into play here, guys, is because one, you want to have experience in your strategy and what your stop loss and you know your risk as a trader is going to be for yourself. Okay, that's one thing, and the more you get practice with that, the better. The second thing is knowing how this stock here moves. Now we've traded WKEY plenty of times. Okay, it's a normal small cap. We deal with it all the time. I'm not going to go into the statistics of it. If you guys have the course, you know what to look for when it comes to it. But again, this is one of the ones, and this does this all the time. Never fails. Now, again, if you, with that too and that experience, you know that once the support levels break, unlike other stocks, if the support level breaks of where it's at, then go ahead and cut your loss. Other ones you probably won't know because you're like, oh, it could possibly come back and things like that, which is fine. But again, a lot of these stocks that you're trading in the small cap sector and low float repeat itself again and again and again and again and again. And this is how you're able to make that money there. Okay. So let's kind of break that down. All right. So again, got in this bad boy at 547 because I wanted to get into it close to the support level as I could. And let me pull it up here for you guys real quickly. So my entry point was a little bit after that initial pullback because I figured, right here is where I got it. So I figured, we got our pullback, 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 and it's pretty much peaking at this point. And now you can see on level two that a lot of our orders were coming in, so the support was getting established there, which was good. We had a little bit of a pullback against some more, which was normal to anticipate, and then we started to have it trending up. At this point, I said, okay, it's ideal for me to get in at this point. And then, of course, the risk to reward. Obviously, if it does break that, I'm only risking this much unless it's like a dramatic drop, right? Which again, I teach you guys in the course about all that good stuff, but we won't get into that. But anyways, this was my initial level of support there was around this range again. So we had a good entry point at this point for it to ride up because you still got all this that it could make up for. Okay. So again, we're letting it hold, letting it ride, let it ride. I'm in the green, blah, blah, blah. Now, most traders, this is again where I'd say experience comes into place. Most traders would have probably either wanted to make this be a quick trade or would have took their profits on the way up like you're supposed to around this range, which again is not bad. Again, if you're peaking out at 689, it's almost a 1-to-1 risk to reward, right? In at 547, if I wanted to get out at around 647, that's fine, and I risk going it down to 447. That's not bad, especially with the entry point that I had there right along the support line. That's a good, pretty simple, quick entry, right? And then again, you're going to expect it to naturally pull back and let the sell orders, do what it does on a moving average compared to devices, or squeeze pro if you're using that, whichever isolator you're using. And then, of course, to let the support still establish. So some other traders too would also probably get out around this range. There was no reason for me to get out. And you guys know that I tell you guys time and time again, if it's not hitting my original level of support or my stop loss, there's no point in me getting out. I'm gonna let it ride until it doesn't no more. So now we got this thing grinding all throughout the day, right? Initially trying to pop again. That's another attempt. It tried to break its another high, which is a good sign there, but it failed and it pulled back. And normally, of course, again, most traders would exit out at that point and call it quits and just take the profits to where they're at. Me, I know WKEY again with that experience in the market knows that it could potentially have a good power hour run, which guess what, guys, it ended up doing. Because look at here, going into power hour, boom, shot all the way up to almost $8.23. So without having that experience and knowledge of how this particular stock moves and seeing it happen time and time again, I wouldn't have been able to. I would have probably just took a little bit, profits or just got out a little bit too early because I didn't know that this stock could potentially do that and what the experience was with it seeing doing that. But if you add all those things together, caused me to stay into the trade, not hoping, I'm just knowing that, hey, it's not hitting my stop loss, but also with the being a small cap and the top runner for the day, it does have the potential come power hour to boost up, especially on that good news. All these things play into a factor of, sticking to your trade and sticking to your plan. But anyways, I didn't get this at the quite top. I did exit out with a good what $1,500 or $1,300 gain. So not too bad, guys. Not too bad. 50% gain. That made up for that loss that we had yesterday with those two trades with what TRVI and APVO. So kind of basically, well, actually, this one played out a little bit more. I only lost like 900 there, but gained 1,300 here, which is fine. So again, great trade. I think stuck to the gun, stuck to the plan, took my profits, and let it play out. So again, experience in the market, guys. And this is why I tell you, if you're even thinking about remotely thinking about even day trading or pursuing this as a career, the sooner you go into it, and not just sooner get into it as in starting the actual trade, even just learning and following along and getting used to it is important. You got to be able to put time into this. This isn't you just, waking up one day, seeing someone play a sport and then you want to go play it professionally and start to dominate. It's going to take time, guys. It doesn't matter. There's no LeBron James in day trading. There's no Michael Jordans in day trading. You got to put in the work, okay? So the more time you're spending in the market and learning this stuff, the better it's going to be for you. I promise you, it pays off in the long run. But that's pretty much how it went. And I hope this was a little bit helpful for you guys. If you have any questions about this trade, definitely let me know. But again, we are what? How many days into it? Let me actually pull up this real quick. Yeah, we're 10 days in, 12 trades in. So about a third of the way through 30 days, 30 trades, guys. Right now, let's see here. Week two wasn't as profitable as week one. We only got about $3,800 here. Last week we had about 8,500. So we're sitting a little over 11, 12 grand profit so far, which isn't bad, for 2 weeks of trading. Could be better, but not going to get greedy. Again, guys, this is a marathon, not a sprint. You're supposed to let your wins compound. Once we're done with our 30 days or 30 trades, I'm going to walk you guys through on taking profits as a trader because a lot of you guys ask me that all the time too, especially those of you that have been winning in the little so like how much money should I just put aside for myself? So we're going to cover that on the last day of the 30 days or 30 days trading, and I'm going to just make that a live segment. So make sure you guys are following me or whatever for when I do post that as we get closer to these 30 days or 30 trades. Only people I'm going to record that for those of you that are actually in the alerts group and stuff like that, so you can review that. But again, I'm not going to, you know, tell you what to do with your profits and like that. I'm going to show you how I do mine because a lot of you guys ask me that. But this is only going to be for you, those of you who are seriously trying to learn this stuff. So I'm just going to have that be a live segment review, and then I'll go ahead and post it into the group chat. I'm not going to keep it on like any forum for anyone to just look at because every person and every trader is different. But a lot of you guys are interested in how to do that and what's the best ways to do that. I'm going to break that all down for you, and I'll actually put that in the course as well too because I think I did, but only briefly. But I wanted to be a good reference for you guys. So yeah, that was pretty much this week. Again, sitting between 11 and 12 grand so far. Not too bad, not too shabby. Got some Christmas money to play with. But other than that, guys, let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to post the watch list up in a second. Let me get to work on that for you. And then we're going to go into Monday, hitting the ground running, being patient, and let the trades come to us. All right. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But other than that, like, subscribe, comment, all the above, and stay green.